Greetings. Greetings. Yeah. Yeah, I'm back. I'm back. Did you miss me? Did you miss me? We just hung up with James Freeman 20 minutes ago, and now we're back. We're back with another amazing guest, Captain Pi, hailing from China. And he has the best, British accent, teaches kindergartners over there in China. And he has been an amazing community member. He has written 2 articles that have been epic and have actually changed a lot of people's lives for the better. And I mean that because he has simplified things to a level to where people can understand him. So it is my pleasure, Captain Pi, to welcome you to the show. How you doing tonight?
Yeah, I'm awesome. It's actually morning here. I've just woken up.
Oh, that's right.
I'm on my balcony, and yeah, it's a beautiful day. So life is good. Life
is good. Life is good. So you're on a balcony. Where are you overlooking? What city are you in over there?
I'm in a place called Guangzhou.
Okay.
Which is South China. It's near Hong Kong, so I can get to Hong Kong in about an hour or 2. I used to be able to before the nonsense happened about 2 years ago. Started about 2 years ago. Yeah, I used to be able to go to Hong Kong. I used to be able to go to another place called Macau. Have you heard of Macau?
Yeah, sure.
It's the Chinese Vegas.
Right.
Yeah, Chinese Las Vegas. So yeah, it's a.
How big is the city you live in?
I think when you include like the suburbs, it's like over 20 million. So it's pretty big.
Oh my gosh, it's huge. So how many kids are in your kindergarten class?
In my kindergarten class is around 20, and I've got 9 classes. So.
Oh, you teach 9 classes?
Yeah, so actually I chose this. So this is the first time I've worked in a kindergarten actually, but whenever I taught the really young ones, I really enjoyed it. So I've been trying to get in the kindergarten for a while.
Are they a blast?
Honestly, it's so good. I spend my whole day just like laughing and smiling, and there's just so much positive energy, so much fun, and it's about people that young. They teach you to lose your inhibitions, right? So
that's
when
awesome.
I'm with them, you have no inhibitions, so you're just being really, really stupid, having loads of fun.
Now, are you teaching them English or calculus?
Yeah. So actually, it's my least favorite topic of English that I'm teaching them. It's called phonics. So you're basically teaching them like reading, but they're like 3 and 4 years old. They're learning to read in their second language.
That's cool.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, now
the Chinese parents are obsessed with education. So I mean, I don't think I even learned to read when I was 3 or 4 years old.
now, is there a fair percentage of Chinese who speak English over there?
The thing is, I work in schools, so all my colleagues, they're English teachers, so they can speak English.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a fair amount of people, but in normal life, most people can't. Yeah, most people can't.
And are you fluent then in what would it be? Mandarin or?
Yeah, well, actually, I live in Guangzhou is Canton, so Guangdong is Canton, so Cantonese.
Okay.
That's the area I live in. So the local language is Cantonese, but most people.
Did you speak that before you went over there, or did you learn on the fly?
No, I still can't really speak it. I can only speak it very
so
basic level.
Survival Cantonese.
Yeah, but it's fun because it teaches you that you don't need to be able to communicate with words to have fun with people.
Right, right.
Like 3, 4, 5-year-olds, to be honest, they've only just learned actually they speak Chinese here. So like every area, I think there's thousands and thousands of different languages in China.
Mm-hmm.
Abroad, we only know the two. We know Cantonese, Mandarin, but almost everyone speaks about 3 different languages. They
Wow.
speak their local village language, then they speak their province language, and then they speak Mandarin.
Wow. Well, that's an average of 2 more than I speak. So they're smarter than me, Captain Pie.
But yeah, so like the 3-4-year-olds, lots of people ask me like, how do you communicate with them? But they're only just learning to speak Chinese. So they're used to communicating without speaking words. So they're
Right.
actually very easy to communicate with.
That's great.
But then like the old people are really cool here. They're very good at
Are they?
sports, like very good at table tennis, very good at badminton.
Oh, neat. Neat.
So I just play badminton or table tennis with the old people. Like we don't really speak to each other, but we have fun together. And they give me like food or cigarettes, whatever.
Now, is it rare that a white person's around there, or are there plenty of fellow white skinned folks over there in China?
So China's pretty closed off to the rest of the world, but Guangzhou itself is an international city.
Okay.
Like it's one of the biggest trading places in the world. So there's lots of foreigners here doing trading. So most Chinese people have seen foreigners. So in Guangzhou, you don't get like stared at because you're weird. But most of them have never spoken to a foreigner.
Oh, interesting.
So that's one of the reasons I like living here, actually, because if I say hello to someone or I smile to someone,
yeah,
it makes their day. They get very excited because it's a new experience that they've never.
how wonderful.
Like I can just go into a shop and someone's like never spoken to a foreigner before, so they get very happy.
That is wonderful. I want to say, Stephen Hale was first, Izzy was second, Lydia third, my daughter was fourth. Hi, Alex. Oh, it's a good group in there already. Everyone loves him some Captain Pie. Captain Pie, do me a favor. Why don't you just give us a little bit of backstory for the uninitiated who might not know you that well, who might not even be part of the Epic Cash community yet. Give us a little background on you and your crypto experience and how you found Epic Cash.
Yeah, so actually I'm pretty new to the world of crypto, similar to you, Uncle V. But I say maybe about 3 years ago, I started to find out about the financial system and how it was a little bit corrupt with like the Federal Reserve losing the backing of the gold, the dollar losing the backing of the gold, fractional reserve banking, stuff like that. But that led me to Bitcoin. And so I watched tons and tons of videos, consumed loads of information about Bitcoin. And when people are selling Bitcoin, they're selling Satoshi Nakamoto's vision of Bitcoin, right? Which is incredible. It's incredible. And it blew my mind. I was so excited. I was like, wow, this is going to change the world. And then I asked my friend who was already in crypto, like, how do I get Bitcoin? And he sent me to one of those centralized exchanges. So I logged on and then it started asking me for my passport. And I was like, what? Why does it want my passport? This is not what Bitcoin is. So then when I started looking at like people that didn't like Bitcoin and their arguments, and obviously there's loads of stuff that may or may not have been true. But the one thing that was definitely true that made me realize that I was being lied to was the $3 transaction fee. Because I was being told that all these unbanked people in the world were going to be able to use Bitcoin. But if it's $3 a transaction, that's like a daily wage for these unbanked people. So they're not going to use Bitcoin.
No.
BTC, I should call it BTC because Bitcoin in the original design is incredible. The BTC implementation of Bitcoin, I don't like, and no one in the Epic Cash community likes. For good reason.
Yeah, well, I remember back in, I believe it was early May, when Bitcoin was just going off. And I sent a transaction and it was $68. So, for those people out there with the false illusion that Bitcoin is one day going to be a currency, yeah, I'm not going to buy my $5 Starbucks with a $68 add-on for the privilege, right?
Yeah, well, not even like the privileged people that live in places like America are going to do that,
No,
let alone people in Africa that need a better form of money. Like, there's no one's going to use it. So
no.
yeah, I don't. Yeah.
So it is
So
so BTC, which is not Bitcoin, has held up as a store of value, but it is a surveilled store of value. You wanna explain what that means?
yeah. So also, Bitcoin. What is its use case? Like, I don't know. For me, it feels like it's massively manipulated and massively overvalued. So I've got no interest in it. And
Meaning,
like, what is its use case? Its use case is that you need it to buy other crypto. but
right?
once, but once I know Epic is working on removing that need, and once that need is gone, like, why do we need BTC? We don't. So yeah, I don't really think there's a good future for BTC. Oh yeah, and so privacy, fungibility. I'll get to that, I guess. So
Yeah,
I kind of wrote off all crypto because when people think crypto, they think Bitcoin.
right.
So I wrote off all crypto and didn't look at it again for a couple of years. And then I found XMR, Monero.
Mm-hmm.
So Monero and talked about privacy and fungibility, the importance of that. So yeah, that's what you were mentioning. So
Can
yeah,
you quickly, because this is one that got me in the beginning. I would hear everyone just passively say fungibility, and it took me a long time to kind of figure it out. Can you just quickly teach us about what is fungibility?
okay. So on the non-privacy cryptos, there's a transparent blockchain, so you can just search for blockchain Bitcoin Explorer or Ethereum Explorer on Google. You can type in anyone's address and then you can see how much money they have in their account. You can see all their transactions.
Jeez.
So it's very easy for anyone to find out that information with a quick Google search. You can do it in 2 minutes. So
Mm,
if you send me some Ethereum, then 2 minutes later, I can know exactly what's in that wallet of the address that you sent me.
mm-hmm.
Uh, so that's privacy, and that's why we need it, because you don't want the whole world to know how much money you have or what you like to spend your money on, right? So that's why privacy is important.
Yep.
Fungibility. So fungibility is basically, if I have $1, it's worth $1. It's not worth 80 cents
Mm-hmm.
or 60 cents. It's worth $1. So
Mm-hmm.
something that's not fungible is like a diamond. Like, you can have two diamonds, but it really depends on the quality of the diamond, like how much it's worth.
Mm.
So you can have two diamonds, but they're valued differently because of the size, because of the cut, because of the clarity, the color. I can't remember. There's 4 C's, right, for diamonds. I can't
Mm-hmm.
remember them
Mm-hmm.
well. So
Mm.
that's non-fungible. And the reason why BTC is not fungible is because of tainted Bitcoin.
Okay.
So the powers that
What is a
maybe
tainted? What is a tainted Bitcoin?
so yeah, if the people that control the centralized exchanges or people at Amazon, for example, if they decide that Bitcoin or BTC was used in a way that they don't like, then they can flag it up and maybe freeze it. And if you accidentally get hold of some of that BTC, then you could try to buy something off Amazon, but Amazon runs their blockchain analytics on it. Oh, this was used on the dark web, so we're going to
Right.
freeze your account and we're going to investigate why you have this.
Right. Right.
Uh, so yes,
So, so,
so
so that means you are at risk as a Bitcoin holder. You don't
Yeah.
know where the Bitcoin that you receive when you acquire it has been. And it could be 6 hops back that it could have been part of a transaction, that you say the dark web, or even less sinister than that. I've seen exchanges actually send notices of people who send their Bitcoin from Trade Ogre to the exchange. And excuse me, because it came from Trade Ogre, they're basically saying that we're not accepting this. Max had circulated a letter that somebody had received on that. So that becomes a tainted coin, which means, it's at risk of you not of you losing your money, because you can't spend
Yeah.
it.
And for this reason, like a freshly minted Bitcoin from, or sorry, well, let's call it BTC because it's not Bitcoin.
Yeah.
A freshly minted BTC from the miners is more valuable than a BTC that's been circulating for a couple of years. So
Right. So, okay. So you crypto, that's how, you started your journey in crypto. How did you come upon Epic Cash?
oh yeah, so then the philosophy of Monero with the privacy, the
Yeah.
fungibility, something else that I really loved about it was the random X. The idea that one computer, one vote, because BTC got hijacked by ASICs, like
Mm-hmm.
these super powerful processors that normal people can't run. So again, it's concentrating the power, the creation of new Bitcoin in the hands of the rich, basically, or China,
Mm-hmm.
government, and normal people like you and I, and definitely not people in Africa. They
Mm-hmm.
can't get hold of new BTC. So one of the things that I loved about Monero was the random X, because that allows it to, that kind of allows the mining to happen on CPUs, and a CPU is in any computer, any phone, whatever. So
Okay.
so it's much more fair to distribute the coins
Mm-hmm.
uh, around the world. And you got other advantages, like the more computers that you have mining the coin Monero, then the more decentralized it is as well.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe we won't go too much into that. But then recently, so I loved Monero, and then I kind of ended up Pirate Chain TCV, like many people.
Yep.
I won't go into this story too much because it's been covered a lot. But
Yep.
basically, I saw saw the scammy nature of a lot of the people in the privacy crypto space,
Yep.
and that kind of put me off crypto. So at that moment, I sold it all. But luckily, all my holdings, my portfolio was up like 3 times. So I've done
Awesome.
pretty well, even though even though I didn't like it anymore. And then I took a couple of months break. I went back into TCV. I saw people still talking about you, Uncle V, and I was like, what? Why are they still talking 2 months later? But I came to your channel to see your side of the story, and then found Todd Lewis, I found Max Freeman, I found Yoga Dude, I found Islo,
Yep.
and I was like, wow. What is this? And like they're describing the original Bitcoin, why Bitcoin was created in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what they were describing when they're describing Epic, and then they're describing all this new amazing technology that they're going to use to achieve that. And it literally blew my mind. Like it blew my mind to the point where I was in love, and yeah, basically went 100% in straight away, and then yeah, joined the groups and got to know people in the community and more stuff like that I didn't know when I first started looking. And even now, like I've been here 3 months, and there's still so much stuff that I don't know that I'm looking forward to learning. So yeah,
I,
it's just an
I
incredible place to be,
I
basically.
don't know if you have a screen you can look at.
Okay, let me try it.
Tell me when you do. Max,
Yeah, you're on my phone, so I can.
Max is going to admonish me for this, but I'm going to give like just a quick sneak peek. Want to have your mind blown?
I think I've already seen this. Yeah.
Yeah. Is that not mind blowing? I mean, we're talking tonight about Epic Cash. We're talking about having Epic Cash so you can get a snapshot December 25th, so you can get your ECR matching 1-for-1 and an ECR or an ECK matching. And that's just on 12/25. But when you look at the rest of this entire ecosystem that is being designed, okay, I'm going to stop sharing. Sorry, Max, but I had to. But if you don't think this is a well thought out genius design that is going to change the world of finance, you're not paying attention. And when you think, you just tell me, Captain Pie, you've been in all of these other groups. You've been in TCV and you've been in the
I've
other
been hundreds of Telegram groups.
Yeah,
where
you've been to,
privacy was the focus. And
yeah,
I'm
but
not in any of them anymore. I'm only in Epic Cash. Let's put it that way.
yeah, but just tell me, which one of them showed you anything like that? Anyone? Bueller? Anyone?
Well, the other thing is as well, when I go into other coins, like I ask questions and they don't get answered. Like, and before I ask questions, I look at all the information that's available. Like I read the white paper, I look at the website. So it's not like, and if the information I can't find, I ask the question in the group and no one answers it, right? So, but
Yeah.
I had the total opposite experience in Freeman U. Like every single question I asked got answered, and
Right.
yeah, it was incredible. Yeah.
Right. And the old curmudgeon James Freeman. I just had the pleasure of interviewing him. We spent about
I saw you interview him, but I was sleeping, so I'm looking forward to watching that one.
Yeah,
later.
no, he was great, but he's one of those guys that he's always in there when people ask questions. He's one of the first that steps up and answers them. And so but speaking of community, let's talk about community, because I don't have a lot of experience in crypto. I mean, I'm under a year, and the few experiences that I did have with other communities, it tended to be a whole lot of angry men, it seemed, that were just, and I excuse my, it's not my language, it's literal. There are roosters who fight, but it's like cockfighting in these groups, and there isn't someone comes in and asks a question and they get a straight answer. They get a snarky answer, or they say, do your own work, or read the pinned messages, or all that. But have you ever found that in the Epic community?
No, not at all. I mean, yeah, I've had disagreements with people sometimes, but yeah, but we've always worked around them. But like 99% of the time, it's always great, positive. Yeah, there's just so much positive energy going into this project, because I think everyone that understands it, they understand how huge this is, not just for their own personal wealth, but for the whole world, basically. And it's just so exciting to be a part of. So everyone is so positive and happy, and yeah, it's just great to be a part of.
Now, you said the whole world. Are you absolutely delusional?
Maybe. I genuinely believe it, and
I asked that
most
tongue in cheek because obvious, what is the single biggest reason why Epic Cash can change the world? And I know we don't have it out yet, but you know what the answer should be. I'm leading the witness.
because it's an amazing form of money that's fair for everyone, which the current financial system isn't. And Bitcoin was designed to be that, but got corrupted. And pretty much, as far as I can see, like the vast majority of other crypto projects, they're designed to make whoever designed them rich. and
Well, let's
no
talk.
other reason.
Let's talk. Let's
Whereas
talk.
Epic Cash is not designed to. Well, it's designed to make everyone rich, and obviously, the earlier you get in,
Yeah, the
then the more
better.
rich you will be. But everyone that uses it, even when it's like $10,000 a coin, if you start using Epic Cash, it will improve your life. That's the way it's designed, and
Right, right. But everyone is. It's going to be accessible for everyone. The leading the witness. I was going to. I'd like you to talk about mobile mining and how that can change someone's life, making $3 a day.
yeah. So I think Todd Lewis touched on this, that for $30 you can get a phone that has the power to mine Epic Cash, and I think almost everyone in the world can get hold of a phone for $30.
Yeah.
So that just gives everyone the opportunity to win freshly minted Epic. Like $1 or $2, maybe people in the more privileged countries might not care too much about that, but there are people in the world where $1 or $2 a day is huge. It can
Right.
make a massive difference to their life.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's what mobile moaning brings. And I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say, but recently, kind of been getting into like Freeman U, and I want to focus on that. Maybe I'll write 1 or 2 more articles, and then in the new year, focus on Freeman U.
Mm-hmm.
And that is incredibly exciting to get the word out to many people that it could be really useful for in places that aren't as privileged as America or the UK.
Well, tell us quickly about Freeman U.
Well, at the moment, it's a place where you can learn about finance, where you can learn about crypto tech, crypto philosophy, and Epic, of course. But we're looking at ways to expand that to cover many other aspects. So I'm not really sure, because I don't think the vision has fully been decided yet. So maybe we can talk about that at a future date, but it's very exciting.
Why don't you, because I believe you're writing another article that's related to community. Why don't you unpack what community, Epic Cash, where your head is around those subjects?
Okay, so I want to talk about what it's like for me personally being part of a volunteer community.
Mm-hmm.
I've never experienced this before. I've always worked in like places where there's hierarchy. You kind of have to do what your boss says because he pays you. So if you come up with an idea and your boss doesn't like it, then you can't do it. And if your boss tells you to do something which you don't agree with, you have to do it because they pay you.
Right.
And personally, I found that very restricting. Like I wasn't able to unlock my full potential, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I was being restricted. Whereas here in the volunteer community, like no one pays you, no one tells you what you can and can't do.
Mm-hmm.
You can do what you want. Like people can give you suggestions that you can agree with or disagree with, and do your own thing if you want to. And yeah, and it's amazing. Like that's what I've done. And yeah, and you basically, if you see something that you think could be improved, you can just do it, and the community will appreciate it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And for me personally, it's amazing because I'm like an English teacher with no financial background that's only been in crypto 9 months, and my work is getting appreciated by you. Like I know you're a very successful businessman. You said Pooch likes my work, who's like the CEO of 2 companies.
Yep.
Like Max is incredible. Mike Mamola gave shout out to my work, and I mean his CV is incredible. So yeah, like my CV is pretty basic, but your work is based on merit, right? And I've never
100%.
really had the chance to have that before. So for me, it's mind blowing.
Because think about this. You come into this and it's like drinking water from a fire hose. It's a lot, right? And then so you do the next best thing, right? You tune into the Uncle V channel and you listen to Max and Yoga and Todd Lewis and Islo and just all these brilliant people. And it still feels just so overwhelming. And it literally does. And I'm speaking from experience. I mean, I'm at ground zero here, guys. I do the show, and there are things that are now just starting to absorb, just starting to come to me. And I've heard them hundreds of times, but you come in and you write an article that all of a sudden takes the cookies from that out of reach upper shelf down to a level that even I can reach and grab them and access them and eat them. And you did that not only once, but twice. So those of you watching this, if you have not read Captain Pie's articles, go down below, click on that little triangle, and it'll open up my show description where there'll be a plethora of links. Go down, and near the top, you're going to find the epicness of Epic Cash, and then your second article, which is right under that. And if not anything else, just read those two articles, and you will be so much further along than I was 3 months into this. Why? Because this English teacher from the UK, living in China, teaching kindergartners, took an interest in Epic Cash, and he distilled it down and committed it to paper and let the rest of us enjoy his work, and we all learn from it. And not only that, I believe, Captain Pie, that you didn't just write it and publish it. I think you sought other people's advice when writing it. And let's talk about the hive mind that it's the title of this show. Let's unpack the power of the hive mind.
Yeah, so I'll just touch on the article thing a bit. Like when I wrote The Epicness of Epic Cash, I was in lots of TCV groups, and when I was writing that in my head, the base knowledge I was aiming at was people that were already in crypto, already knew a bit about crypto, already knew. So actually, for people, I found out afterwards that people that weren't into crypto found it difficult to understand. So I'm still learning, right? About how we can make it more accessible to everyone.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I wrote the second one. And I got help from Alex, who you know very well. Actually, I sent it out to many, many people and was trying to get feedback from lots of people. And like Islo gave me some good feedback.
Mm-hmm.
I got interesting feedback from plenty of people. But I think Alex one was the most interesting because she obviously put a lot of effort into her feedback. And she was kind of the target audience because her crypto knowledge her knowledge of crypto technology is not as high as some others. Let's just say, I don't know how to say it politely, but honestly, the feedback I got from her was
she's an absolute newbie. I mean, Alex is my daughter, and I'm just gonna brag on her real quick and show everyone. She had a business on Instagram where she made these amazing stained glass pieces. This is an example. It's a monarch butterfly, and she raises butterflies actually and releases them in the wild. It's really, really an amazing hobby. And so that's what she does. And then something happened on Twitter to where it just went like the algorithm or whatever. It's like the artist community over there just started to starve because, people weren't seeing it. It's almost like they were ghosting them. And so she was really having a tough time. And I sent her an Epic logo with the idea of, hey, let me see if you can do something, make a logo, because we have a great community who I think might appreciate your art. So let me show you this. This is just a short little video. And this is
okay, Alex, so you just polished this. Look at how beautiful that is. Extra shiny now. That is extra shiny.
Can you show us how you did the 1 of 100 on the back?
Oh, yeah, I can.
There you go.
So now it's
Max Freeman. This is the Genesis coin, the original, the origin coin. This is 1 of 100. That is beautiful, Alex. Good job. I can't wait. Now, how do you package it?
Okay, so we're gonna have it packaged in here. It will have a sticker, the card.
And then you're going to have a certificate of authentication.
Yes,
I can never say that name.
Authentication, like father, like daughter. And then it will have its.
That's so beautiful.
Phone.
That is sharp. I mean, that
You
is
like
sharp.
it? It's like tuxedo-ish.
Stuff that there. So that is this coin, and the reason why I have it. This is the first of 100 in the series, and on the back you can see it's 1 of 100. And I have this because I'm going down to Miami, and I'm going to present it in person to Max Freeman because he deserves the origin coin, the first of 100. But that's my Alex. She's in the chat. She is amazing. You can find her at t.me/by Alex, BYALIX. And she pivoted her entire business to Epic Cash. So she transacts now in Epic Cash. So everyone who wants one of these coins has paid her in Epic Cash, and she's hand making them one by one. And it's just so cool. I'm so proud of her. And so you got to know her through because you bought a couple of coins from her and started chatting with her and realized that she doesn't know a lot about crypto. So you sent her the article to get her point of view, right, Captain Pie? Just so that you could have, that's kind of the target audience, correct?
Yeah, and actually I was blown away by her feedback. She's clearly very smart and has a different perspective to some other people I talk to. And yeah, she's very much part of the Hive Mind. She's got ideas that will be very useful to Epic Cash. So yeah, also we talk about some other woo-woo stuff, like she's really into crystals. And I was a few months ago, I was kind of looking at like moon crystals because I heard like some people put their crystals out on the full moon. They get the charge of the full moon into the crystal, and then they put them near their bed, and it gives them like positive energy for the next month. So I was interested in crystals anyway, but she's very into them. And then one of my colleagues at work told me she used to work in this like massive crystal factory, and told me like some Chinese businessmen used to come and buy certain crystals for like good luck and stuff like that. So yeah, that's what I'm doing after today. Actually, another one of my friends that likes crystals, we're gonna go to this massive. Apparently, it's like 6 floors of shops that sell nothing but crystals. So
that's cool.
Gonna be going there later today. But yeah, there's loads of stuff you can learn from everyone basically.
Right.
And I think that's the concept of the Hive Mind, is that everyone knows something that you don't, right? And I think one of the worst things that anyone can do is assume that they know everything and don't listen to other people. Whereas the people that learn the fastest are the people that can, when they talk to someone, they can find out what it is. What do you know that I don't know? And let's talk about that. And if people talk about something they're passionate about, they're gonna know a lot about it, right? And you can learn a lot from basically everyone. And also Max has mentioned to me that he's getting a little bit uncomfortable with us always saying that Max did this, Max did that, Max did this, he's a genius, blah, 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 which is true. But at the end of the day, when you look at the design of Epic Cash, like, I don't care how smart you are, like, it doesn't matter how smart you are. There's no way that could be designed by one person. It's impossible. It's impossible. Yeah. So it's obvious that Max, in the design originally, he was getting feedback from lots and lots of different people, or lots of people that work behind the scenes, like obviously Todd Lewis Yoga and some other people that we don't maybe want to keep more private and anonymous.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not just Max. There's a lot of people that go into the design of this, and as the community grows, the hive mind grows. So
Right.
ideas are coming from everyone. And I know this is true because I've noticed Max, when he's speaking in his interviews, he says some of the things that I've said before, either on Telegram or in my articles. So I know from personal experience that he's taking ideas from
Right.
everyone
Right.
and using them. So he wants to consider himself the mouthpiece of the hive mind, not
Yeah.
like the god of Epic.
Yeah, no, he's very humble man, and he truly does not want the credit. I mean, and I really appreciate it. First, I didn't understand it, like why the pseudo, why not come on video? And he's like, look, you look at Vitalik, whatever his name is, with oh shoot, what is the gosh?
Yeah, I know who you mean. We know who you mean. There's a few projects that all the credit goes to one person. Yeah.
Ethereum. Every time I say I want to say Epic, but Ethereum. But he is he is the face of Ethereum, and he can't walk down the street without having 15 people stop him and either take a selfie or ask questions or whatever. And Max would like to walk down the street and just go on about his business. So I really respect that, and more than anything, I respect his motivation behind it. And I've learned a ton from how he engages in Telegram. I mean, he'll drop in a group to where there may be 10 people in a group, and he'll just like throw 5 words as the beginning of a sentence. And everybody knows, right? Everybody knows that the idea is to ideate, is the hive mind, tap into the hive mind. And then it just starts going to work. And then all of a sudden, Spencer ends up creating a graphic that is like a subway station. and it's just amazing. But we all have a lot to learn. And I think my biggest takeaway from it is that none of us are really that smart in comparison to a group of other like-minded people. And if you can just check your ego in at the door and go into it with, an open mind and open heart, you just might, if you're careful, come out learning something. And that has been the coolest part of this journey. And I hope for those of you watching, I hope you found this a nice journey, this channel, because it's just been, following my journey in my discussions with people, and they're only getting better. I mean, I don't know if I shared with you, Captain, but after my Mike Momola interview, I just told myself I want to have 30 interviews before now in the snapshot, with community members, people who are comfortable coming on and just telling a little bit about their backstory and how they found Epic and what they think about Epic and what they do within Epic. And I think that then creates a certain attractiveness to us, to where people are going to see so many diverse personalities come on and recognize, wow, I can have a home there too. Because every single person watching this, I guarantee you have a special skill that nobody else has, and you just do. And you're welcome to come share it at Epic Cash, t.me/Epic Cash.
Everyone has the chance to become part of the hive mind, right? Because the hive mind is a collective consciousness.
Right.
And we're all learning from each other. And everyone's got great ideas. And the bigger the hive mind comes, the bigger the power of the collective consciousness comes. And the more power Epic has because of that. So yeah, and your interviews is like hardcore epic porn. I'm loving it because one of my favorite things in the world is to talk about epic or listen to people talking about epic. And I loved all of them. Like I always love listening to Yoga, Islo, and Max because I learned so much from them.
Yeah.
I was particularly excited with Todd because I'd only seen him speak once before.
Oh, he's so good. He's so great.
And yeah, his interview was incredible. I like his style. He's very he speaks slowly and bluntly, and he destroys things in a very polite way.
Yes.
He
Yes.
destroys nonsense in a very polite.
He really
way. I
does.
like it.
He really does. I mean, I went back and I went on 2 separate walks, re-listening to that interview. And again, I don't listen to many of them, but the ones that I do, it's just, I know that if I hear them a couple times, it'll sink in. And you're right. He just politely smashes things in a very succinct and elegant way. And yeah, I love that guy. The whole team.
Yeah. And Mike Mamola's one I absolutely love because I mean the CV he's got is incredible. Like
yeah,
successful in business, but also into like high energy and positive energy and
right.
frequencies.
And,
So he's got the
guess
business,
what?
appeals to the business mind. He appeals to the woo-woo mind. I like the word woo-woo.
Yeah,
And then he's incredible at all of those. And then he personally gave his stamp of approval. Like why is Epic incredible? The timing, the tech, and the team.
timing,
And I thought
tech,
that was
and team.
beautiful. I've sent that to everyone I know.
Yeah.
Like well, you have to watch this because this is why we're so good. And I thought he summed it up perfectly. And another one I wanted to give a shout out was Becky Boo.
She was great.
Yeah. Amazing. Like I didn't know what to expect from that at all because I didn't know her at all. And yeah, and wow, the stuff she talked about, like she touched on the volunteer community, putting your hand up
She did. She was
to
great.
ask for permission and loads of stuff that I agree with. And I was like, what? How does she know all this when she's only 18? Like, I was double her age before I figured all this stuff out.
I'm gonna get her dad on this week too.
Yeah.
And
And
her
another
mom
one I'm looking
come
forward
on.
to, you said Jacob, right? Jacob?
Yeah, Jacob and Epichood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that would be great because like we need people from lots and lots of different demographics given their
And there's somebody else
ideas.
really special to me who's going to come on. Alex, what
Alex.
is it? Is it next weekend? We're
Awesome.
trying to set a date, but I'm going to get my daughter on here.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. She's got a lot of great things to say.
Yeah, yes. But I have a little inside baseball for you that is so cool. I just learned this morning from Max. So Max is become friendly with the number 2 to the to the Miami mayor, which that's the capital of crypto now, is down in Miami, and was invited to speak on the stage to have a slot at the Bitcoin conference that's coming up in April. So Epic Cash presented to Bitcoin Maxis on stage, and Max declined. But you know who's going to be speaking in his stead? Mike Mamola. How great is that going to be? That is just going to be so perfect because his style is just, he'll be able to present it in a way that is just not a punch in the nose. It'll be, if anything, I think people will just say, hey, yeah, it'd be worth, carving off a % or 2 of my portfolio and putting it in there, and let's plant the seed and see if it grows into a mighty oak. And I think that's the smart move with BT Maxis.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know that. That would have been the person I would have put forward also. So that's why. Yeah, he's awesome.
Yeah. Max is pretty smart that way. And let's see who's in the chat. All right. So What else? What else do we have to talk about tonight, Captain Pie? You know, you're working on your article. What's your community article going to be about?
Well, we're not really sure. It's just kind of waiting. This one I've reached out to, and so has Alex. We've reached out to quite a few people to try and get some testimonies, and then when we get those, we can kind of make a decision where to go with it. So that one's kind of like just waiting for other people. But I was thinking, like, when I wrote my first article, I kind of trashed BTC a little bit. I gave it to a couple of my BTC maxi friends, and they didn't like it. They couldn't read it.
Yeah.
And then my dad got upset with the idea that the financial system might be a little corrupt. So I was like, wow, like maybe I should try and not offend people. But then, so I've been thinking about that over the last week or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then I come to the conclusion it's impossible not to offend someone with something you say. Like you're always going to offend someone.
Yeah.
And the idea that Epic Cash, everyone gets the Epic Cash price they deserve, right? So if you're dumb enough to believe that BTC is the answer to the financial problems, then you don't deserve Epic Cash at this price. If you're a TZVer or a privacy crypto guy and you're dumb enough to believe that Mimblewimble is nowhere near as fungible or private as obsolete tech, then you don't deserve Epic Cash at this price. And if you're dumb enough to not understand that the financial system might be a little bit corrupt, then you don't deserve Epic Cash at this price. So I think for my next article, I'm going to work on like explaining the corruption of the financial system, explaining the original vision of Bitcoin as Satoshi Nakamoto saw it, and then explain why Epic Cash is the solution.
And
I don't care who I offend when I write it.
I was gonna say I want the title to be "If You're Dumb Enough to ... No, if you're dumb enough to believe ... That would be a great. Let's just punch him in the nose right at the beginning.
Well, I'm gonna put that in the intro. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I love it. I think that's brilliant. I think that is so good. All right, we are running up on an hour, Captain Pie, and on my first video, I was sharing that my face is all red. I went for a 7-mile walk today. It was so absolutely beautiful here in Tampa, Florida, and it was a 2-cigar walk. So my voice is kind of, and so I think I'm about done for the evening. But it's been, as always, great to have you on. Everyone in the chat, thank you for joining us, and just keep coming back. Smash that like button, and obviously hit the notification bell, because I go live whenever the spirit moves me, and the spirit's going to be moving me a lot between now and the snapshot on the 25th. And I hope you join me on every one of those shows. And how about this? How about just reach out to one person over the next day and tell them that they should subscribe to this channel so that they can go on this journey with you. Don't keep all the fun to yourself. Just let people know. Let's expand the community. I think by the end of the first quarter, I'm predicting the Epic Cash community is going to go from a couple thousand to 10,000, because I really think December, it's going to be a brush fire. I predicted on my previous interview earlier that I think Epic Cash is going to be at $10 by the end of the year, and Islo's with me on that because he's the one that said it first a long time ago. And just get ready, man, because it's coming. This is going to be an amazing December, and it's going to be because of you watching right now, letting other people know we exist. Let's get our friends, family members, colleagues educated on Epic Cash. Please tell them to come to t.me/Epic Cash, and we will help them get to the right places so that they can find the right communities and get educated. And man, just get in the boat, because this is going to be a mighty oak. Captain Pie, I'll let you have the last words. Take us out.
Okay, so more on that. Yeah, if Metcalfe's law or network effects, like, because it's a scarce commodity, epic cash. So we just need a little bit increase in demand, and we could see rapid increases in price. Like personally, I think $10 could be conservative if we all try and get people we know involved. Because say you get 3 people involved, and then all 3 of the people you get involved get another 3 people involved. It's like exponential, right? It's
Yes.
exponential, so things can happen very, very quickly. The other thing is, if anyone wants to share their story, please contact me on DM. And maybe Alex, I'm speaking for Alex, I hope I don't offend her, but maybe you can contact one of us too to share your story. And yeah, and the other thing is become part of the Hive Mind. Like, put your energy into Epic, become part of the Hive Mind, because it's such an incredible feeling to become part of that.
Yes.
And when you're working for free, but it's your investment, right? So the energy you put in for free to create the Hive Mind and helping turn Epic into the incredible thing that it's designed to be, you're also helping yourself by increasing the value of your investment. So yeah,
Absolutely.
those,
Absolutely.
that's my last message.
Okay, well, I'm going to end on the note, just a word of caution for those out there. We are talking about crypto, so as our community grows, just want you to be aware of a couple of things. One is I want you to be aware that that there are scammers out there, and when you are in crypto, you are your own bank. And so you have to be very, very careful about people who will DM you and try to become friendly with you. And then they will try to perhaps maybe help you. And that could lead you to them saying, hey, we need to reboot your wallet. Let me help you. I'll just need the 12 keywords. And I know most of you watching right now know not to do that, but I'm just going to make it a point every now and then to reinforce it, because I want everyone to be safe. And as our community grows, it's going to attract more people, and we will never DM you asking for any personal information. You're also your own HR department, because there are some people who could come in and start DMing you and act all friendly, and then, consider it to be their own personal, dating service. And beware of those people out there too. Not saying it's just the land of crypto. It happens out there. So just beware. The community is going to keep you safe. But I'm very passionate about this subject because this channel is dedicated to newbies, has been from the beginning, and we want as many newbies as possible. And when they come in, we want to be a welcoming committee, and we want to protect our own. So with that, everyone, I wish you a good evening. Tomorrow is Sunday. It's football. I don't know. Maybe I'll find someone to interview between now and then. But but if not, if it gets to be tomorrow afternoon, I'm probably going to be watching the Buccaneers kick some butt. They play the Indianapolis Colts, and should be a good game. All right, guys.